it was at that time an extremely popular restaurant, family owned, and people would come from all over the world to come there. And I had to earn my way there, but even that was about performing, because I'd put on that mask as the host and greeted folks, and sometimes they would purposefully stand to the side to wait until another host that didn't look like me seated them. If that's what you want, you here to eat. You're not here for me to go, you should join the NAACP. No, that wasn't my job. That wasn't my job. My job was to just let you come in, sit, eat, have a good time, whatever you want to do. So, like I said, I perform, I do the tech, I have directed. I enjoy it, and until I stop enjoying it, if you don't like this, I hear people who are miserable in this business, and I'm like, go do something else.
Right.
You can pull up YouTube videos to learn how to make shoes. Go make shoes. Go do something different.
But you have to want it.
Get off the stage, get away from the theater, and keep that negative energy around.
You have
away
to
from
definitely want it. You have to. This has to be like your life source, and it's most times. And I've tried to
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
starts now.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. BeExposedRadio.com. The Artist Exchange. Today I'm your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates, co-host today.
HullyWood, what's going on out there on this Saturday morning? It's 11:59. A couple seconds left before we hit the afternoon. You know what I'm saying?
It's cold. It's cold. It's chilly out here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I thought it was the summertime when it was like 40 degrees outside. Felt good as shit. Like,
Right? You feel me? Go outside and change the whole mind. Like, hold up. You know how you gotta go outside and you test before you go outside. You just stick your hand out the door. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit too cold today.
man, especially after that crazy, what was that, ice storm or whatever that was.
Yeah, man.
I fell victim to it. Somebody at my job, like, it's like a hill at my job. It's ice everywhere. I don't know why you're speeding,
right?
But somebody was like inching their way down the hill, and then somebody behind them just came and crashed in the back of them. So both of the trucks, construction trucks, just slid down the hill, and then right into our parking lot, like smashed up trucks, all like trucks and everything. So
man,
I had to go through all that.
Paperwork and all that, man.
Insurance claims and everything, like, yo, it's like,
come on, man, y'all be responsible. Y'all know it's ice out here. Why y'all flying in the first place? But oh no,
the fact that one little thing could just like one guy's mistake. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know why he was speeding, but his little mistake just caused so much for other people.
Right.
Like somebody had their truck totaled in that whole entire thing. So,
dang, I hope they was praying for a new car soon anyway. They got that truck totaled.
he already had the front end damage. It was just like, oh, they got to total it now. I'm like,
see, but hopefully his insurance don't go up just the guys.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Insurance, everybody's like hitting me up like, don't file through your insurance, file through their insurance type stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what you do, definitely.
My insurance got it.
Well, let's know that I remember like a couple of days ago when the ice was here and whatnot. My brother had got out the car, and don't you know how when you look up and you see him standing at a certain level, and then you like blank for a second, and they not at that level no more, obviously. And this man almost fell down, pretty much fell down like almost the whole entire hill. I ain't gonna say his name, but hey, bro, you know who you are. That was funny. Like Catboy.
Yeah.
Catboy said, get your 7 chuckles. It didn't help if they okay.
Yeah, that's like one of the funniest moments when it's like in a moment you're looking at somebody and then like you just take you just look away for a few seconds and look back and like they're sliding down on the floor. Like, what happened?
What in the world, man? You was just standing up. What happened to your balance?
It was, oh man, I felt bad about that one. But it was an old lady. She was like on the curve. She was like kind of on the curve. And she was just like waving because we was going to church. So she was just standing out there and she was like waving. And we was like, oh, hey. And then like I turned And then I look back, she's like laying on the street now. I'm like,
Like just flat out. Oh, I ain't trying to talk about. Oh, we was at the supermarket. Oh, talking about falls. I ain't trying like this lady. I don't know why she was wearing heels on ice. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to be a diva, but it wasn't working. So she over here walking to a car or whatnot. When I say, but you know how when you fall, but your feet exceed, like your feet just go up past your body.
right.
Bruh, when she hit the ground, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know to call the ambulance, laugh, get out of the car. I got out and helped her up. I wasn't that bad, but I sure, when I saw her laughing, it helped. It relieved me, so I could laugh a little bit more.
Hey, I mean, as long as they don't hurt themselves,
Right.
It's all fun. It's not fun, but it's just one of those moments. It's just like, you know, you have one of those moments where it's like you want to bust out laughing, but you can't because it'd be disrespectful.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments where you want to bust something on you.
Hey.
So, you know, what we usually do, Artist Vision, we talk about, you know, just checking in on everybody. How's everybody been doing?
Yeah.
The week. It's another week. Oh, man.
Another week on past.
How was your week? How your weekend?
Well, my weekend was pretty dope. You know, went to the Smithsonian Museum, Black Museum in DC. Came back, studio time, came to the radio station. Now I'm here again. How was your week?
Well, outside of that ice thing, it was pretty decent. I mean, you know, how much can you know, the parents are watching the kids this weekend, so I get some free time. So.
Hey, okay. Twin free.
Every day, it's like every day is just
Something new.
something new. I didn't like, they're kids, man. Like, the oldest one just started crawling,
Okay.
and he's everywhere.
The other one's not crawling yet?
He's trying to, but he just like rocks back and forth like, ah. But the oldest one is like, we gotta close doors, we gotta gate everything off. Like, you turn your head, it's like, where you at? He in the kitchen like playing with something. Like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm like, he's crawling. Wait till he start running around walking like that.
That's when it's really gonna be serious. Or if they get to them terrible twos, whoa, oh my goodness. Since they twins, do you ever see them like communicate like baby talk? They be sitting there looking at each other. Yeah.
They kind of communicate, but then it's like the oldest one I feel like is jealous. Like, he gets real jealous. So the oldest one gets real jealous quickly. So it's like, I don't know. It's like he'll like attack them out of nowhere, just like, all right, you know, I want attention type stuff. But the youngest one just be sitting back chilling.
Laid back in the Maybach, like, man, I'm just enjoying this ride while I can.
Hey, Zakiya, what's up?
Hey, y'all, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
My week was okay. I spent a little time being sick. But I'm feeling better from that and gearing up for the grand introduction of the Mini Hip Hop Museum, which is next weekend at 823 East Baltimore Street. So I'm excited about that. We've been working for months tirelessly on getting everything ready, and just always when you're at like the helm of the big thing, it's always just like that little electric feeling. So I have that now. So next weekend, come out to the grand introduction of the In My Lifetime Mini Hip Hop Museum.
Okay.
There'll be panels, discussions, maybe some giveaways.
Some concert giveaways or just, you know, some regular giveaways?
We'll see. You got to come to find out.
Yeah, you know, that's a good one. Yeah, that was going to come.
Come to find out. So, yeah, that's, again, next weekend, all weekend long, Friday through Sunday at 823 East Baltimore Street.
Okay.
Any more announcements? Any station announcements? What we got?
I currently have nothing. Shout out to Dominique Prescott. Oh, what was your views on the Smithsonian?
It was interesting. It was to be okay because we spent a lot of time in slavery.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
We spent a lot of time in slavery, and just to have that as a representation of like real life, we went in slavery for like 2 hours, and then everything else was like bam, 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 bam. So Yeah, it was like slavery and Reconstruction. People hanging, people dying, people getting whipped. Oh, look at all of this.
Yeah.
And it was like 70s, 80s, 90s. And I was like, well, damn. And then I'm like, well, in the grand scheme of things, that's kind of how it went.
Pretty much. Like, and it was good, except when we was looking at the Black Panther movie, not the Black Panther, the
Black Panther.
Yeah, the Black Panther movie. Yeah, the Black Power and what it represented, and it seemed like so many people have lost focus of what it truly meant,
Right.
and they're not understanding of like what we was really fighting for, and then it just went whatever.
So does it start as slavery?
It starts outside. It's like no, it's like no.
It starts before slavery, but
yeah,
it's like, okay, you weren't slaves always, but then slaves. Like that's how it.
Because it seemed like
went.
before the 1400s or something like that, it seemed like slavery already existed, but it was just a way for people to just make more money and crops and stuff like that.
It was a way of life. It wasn't necessarily.
It wasn't a permanent thing. They said
what's the word I'm looking for? Like it wasn't for profit. Like it wasn't profiting off of people. It was profiting off of the
city
product that was produced by the people, and then it became a point where it was where the people were.
Yeah, they were like, oh, hold up, we about to get this. This is a come up. That's how they looked at it. But it starts off because you got the time capsule. You go all the way down to the bottom floor, the 1400 and whatnot, and then you work your way up.
And then, I missed out. Like we spent so much time in slavery that I missed out on. Like, and then I breezed through the sports section because sports like is cool or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then the entertainment part, oh my goodness, I had to breeze through that, and I need to go back because that was what I really like. Like Damonn said, he's like, oh, yours is upstairs.
Yeah.
And I got up there, and as soon as I got up there, they were like, 30 minutes. The museum will be closing in 30 minutes. So.
And that was it.
So I didn't really get to experience that the way I wanted to. Mm-hmm. I did see Michael Jackson's jacket. Like, I cried real gangster tears at the jacket.
I missed the jacket.
Like,
I'm going back.
I love Michael Jackson.
I haven't even been. I haven't.
And I was like, oh, his jacket, I'm right here.
Like, some parts made me mad. Like, the Emmett Till Memorial, bro.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, I was kind of angry, so I just walked out.
But
it was, I have mixed emotions about the museum, but overall, it was a pretty good learning experience,
right,
information-wise. And I would like to go back because there's no way that you can get, like, with the hustle and bustle with the people, right, and the way it's set up and how vast, like, it's so much information in there.
Yes.
You're not going to cover everything, like, going one time. So.
Yeah, I definitely got to.
Sometimes one thing that gets me because it starts at the 1400s, but my question is, before the 1400s, you know, what was going on about our history then?
Is that, but it's based on African American, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, would they? Because it's just for show.
Right.
Oh, this is the history of what they already know. But I guess it's just based upon the African American experience.
Yeah, and it was talking about African Americans. Then it was talking about from the European side, from African Americans, from all over Portugal. Was it Portugal, Sweden, of course Africa, West Africa, from all our nationalities. It's not just from Africa, it's from everywhere.
Right.
And that's how it is. And they had millions of people just going through Atlanta, and they was dropping them off certain locations.
Dang.
So like we were everywhere before this even came about.
Right.
You know. So I was like, wow.
Is it hard to get in there?
No, you just go in there Monday through Friday. You go in at 1 o'clock. That's when you normally get the tickets. It's free. You get the tickets for free.
I heard it was a hard situation to get into. Personally, I heard it was like a waiting list up until April or something like that, and they weren't giving out any more passes.
I think that's for reserves. If you want to reserve a ticket, I think you have to wait up to April. But I believe they said normally Monday through Friday.
If you walk up, you can just.
walk in.
I thought you
had
to
be there at 1 o'clock though.
Reserve.
No, you said. I believe you gotta be there.
Open at 1 or?
Yeah, it's normally from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Oh. But they say if you come around like 1 Monday through Friday, you can get in. So that's why I want to take a second trip.
Okay.
I always just felt like they said it was just hard to get in there. I'm just like,
Yeah, that's what I've always heard.
I
So.
don't want to deal with that.
And then even like for the time of day, but like it was still hustle and bustle in there, like so. It's people are out here to see it. And
When did they build it?
Last year? Was it last year? Like this time last year?
I know Obama was in office.
Okay, so maybe like the
last year,
end of 2016.
Yeah, cause I know. Yeah, something like Wait, yeah.
Because sometimes it just seems like certain things is like brand new, but then you like look up and it's like, yeah, this has been here for like 5 years. Like,
Right.
Oh no, I don't think it made the 5-year mark.
I know it was fairly new because I remember everybody really talking about it getting down there, and I'm like thinking like that's probably the reason for the issue with like the tickets and trying to get in there.
Yeah, I mean it was like I was looking at the people who put up for it, like and they were saying like Oprah put $20+ million into that. Steve Jobs and them, I believe they put over, I think it's $10+ million, something like that. Or was it Bill Gates?
I guess that's how you gotta get shit done.
Yeah, and then also, I think Felicia Rashad is also, she's putting up $20 million to preserve African American artifacts.
Oh wow.
Cool. If I'm not mistaken, I read that on Top Buzz, I believe.
When we come back, our guests will be in studio, and we'll talk to them about art, creative side, and the whole business. So if you want to call in, the number is 410-702-5657. Be safe out there, bundle up, and we'll be right back with you.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Just a Bit Outside radio show.
There is one glaring stat that I read about while watching the games over the weekend. New York Yankees went 22 straight innings with at least one strikeout.
Really?
That's a major league record for the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statistic.
It is. You know, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, you know, that, to me, that's like a big reason why, you know, they're losing right now.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you
on.
say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. BeExposedRadio.com, the Artist Exchange. This is your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates. This is ArtistVision Art Talk, co-host today.
I'm your co-host, HullyWood. How y'all doing out there?
And SweetBaBy off the camera to make room for our guests.
Got a full house today.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You can just go introduce yourself today. You can go first. Ladies first.
My name is Simone Agoussoye. Need more than that?
Run it back.
My name is Simone Agoussoye.
Visual artist?
Yes.
Where can they find you at?
On Instagram is my main page is Simone Agoussoye. So Simone _ AGOUSSOYE from West Togo. So
that's where you mainly do all your interactions from?
Mm-hmm.
IG. Okay.
Hello, how's everybody doing out there? My name is David I. Snipes. I'm a visual artist out in the DMV metropolitan area closer to DC. You can find me on my Instagram at Dave Doing Art Now. That's all one word. Take the G out of doing. Dave Doing Art Now. Obviously on Twitter, my Facebook page, Dave Doing Art Now. That's a little more spaced out, but we out here do artwork. I do portraits. I'm doing with Copic marker. So I'm about the area. So if you ever want to find me, I put all my information out there. So please come through, support your artists. #.
Cool. So how y'all doing today? How y'all feeling today? You know, after the whole ice storm and then the whole cold weather, warm weather, how y'all feeling out here?
Christmas, New Year's, you know.
No, ladies first. I'm feeling good. It's a new year, so I have a lot of goals set, ready to execute them and stay organized, stay on top of the game. So I'm feeling real good today.
I'm feeling good. I was actually telling your people yesterday. Yesterday felt like 60 degrees outside. It was raining.
Right.
It was like, it feel good out here. What y'all talking about?
Right.
So, you know, now they say it's going to get back to being colder today, so I'm bracing myself and all that stuff. But that's another thing. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't operate well in the cold.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm a warm climate type person. You know, summer all year round is best for me.
Yeah, give me like a 70-degree spring day. I'm good.
See, I'm used to California weather. You know, California straight back to Baltimore, man. It's crazy. So
I've never been to California. What's it like out there?
Which part?
Never. I've never been.
San Francisco. I was in San Francisco, so I say, man, it's dope. The sights, the entertainment, the music, the art. Everything is out there. Like literally, like you can walk outside, you'll see somebody painting on the wall, just literally, just doing murals. And you go down further, someone is doing some film work. You go down further, someone else doing some type of painting or some body work or something like that. It's always something to do. And definitely, not even just on the main streets. You can go to the beaches and then you'll see people doing stuff inside caves, doing types of artwork, graffiti, acting. it's so much you can get into in San Francisco. The only thing I say about San Francisco is the cost of living.
Yeah, I heard about
That's about it. Besides that, there's always something to do. There's always something to get into. And you can always find something.
Yeah, that's something I want to do, more traveling. Maybe do some more travel, like you said, with the art, and that'd be a good thing. So
yeah, and everybody's there, friendly as
I'm
crap.
about to say, yeah.
Okay.
When you have that type of space, that type of vibe out there, you can probably just.
And plus, they got the legal stuff out there now. So everybody's on vibe. It's a vibe,
I'm with it. Hey.
Right?
Oh, just to point out, for anybody that want to call in, support the artist, or have any questions, call 410-702-5657. That's 410-702-5657. It's a new year. It's a new year, 2018. I feel like 2017 just sped past.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like every year always speed past. Like time is crazy.
This year feel like it's long, bro. You only 13 days in, and it feel like it's been forever already. Like
I don't even know what to look forward to in 2018. I don't know.
I'm
looking going on.
Progress. My bank account, they get bigger.
Always.
More networking.
Hashtag let's go get it, because let's go get it.
Right. No more waiting around. We're gonna take what we need.
2018, the year of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Black Panther. 2018, the year of Black Panther.
I just got my tickets too.
You just got your ticket? I still need to get mine.
Tickets to what?
For Black Panther the movie?
Oh yeah. It's coming out.
It's funny because the white guy at my job was like, "Yo, Black Panther look like it's about to be nice as shit," and I'm like, "Is he saying that because?" It's easier saying it. But I think they had the highest gross ticket sales.
Bro, I want to know where I was at when they was holding auditions for that. That's where I was. Man, where the
They got
heck
that.
is that?
Yeah. That's a good cast. That might be the best Marvel cast they ever put together.
Hey, we'll see when it come out, man.
It can't be bad.
Better not be bad.
I don't think it's not going to be, but it's just like you got to do it right.
Yeah, they better.
So
Right.
from oh my bad.
Oh, you go ahead.
So from what was going on in 2017 with your artwork and where y'all was at to transition into 2018. I feel like I just got deep as shit real quick. Just switch gears. But just from like ending the year from 2017 and what you was doing until looking into 2018, like what are you shooting for? What do you like? What is something like one goal that you want to accomplish that it might have slipped your hands in 2017, but you want to accomplish it in 2018?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Pardon me. Well, 2017, truly for me, I love 2017. That was good. That was a year of growth for me. So I managed to get out there, just be more of a public figure. Go out there, do my art show, like not shows, like I go out to open mic events during the months in the year. So that got me to really get out my comfort zone. People got to know me and my artwork. That was great. So they got me, that sort of stuff really got me good for 2017. Leading into 2018, I'm trying to be more business minded, more goal oriented. Well, okay, how can I do this and still get a little bit more out of this in terms of not just money, but in terms of experience and opportunity.
Right.
I want to grow within a brand. Like I want to make more. I want my stuff to be more of a brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want my stuff to be more of a lifestyle sort of thing, more about for the culture and stuff like that, because our culture is very important to us, to me, and I know it's important to y'all. So it's like I want to represent that to the best of my capability, but also be out there and like, okay, this is what I need from my audience. This is also what I need out of myself. This is what I look forward to. So 2018 is like I'm working towards it being very prosperous and just making sure that we all out here and enjoying ourselves and of course networking and all that stuff.
I feel you. When we come back, we're gonna delve a little bit more into that and then get into Simon's Simone? Is it Simone?
Yeah.
Simone, my bad. History, her 2018 and what she's looking forward to. But if anybody want to call, it's 410-702-5657. And when we get back, we'll just dig a little bit deeper.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back.
We back.
Welcome back. BeExposedRadio.com, Artist Exchange. What's the Artist Exchange website?
ArtistExchange.org.
.org,
I believe so.
Yes.
So check that out. I'm your host today, TJ TranceVizion Bates, co-host today.
I'm your co-host, HullyWood.
And your off-camera co-host. What is the whole coast? SweetBaBy, y'all. Happy Saturday.
And we have two visual artist guests, business branders today. My bad about that. I got lost for a second. Two visual artist guests today, Simone and David. And when we left, we were talking to David about the transition from 2017 to 2018. And I think for you it was more so, getting the foundation in 2017 to now getting the business side aspect in 2018. And I remember I ran across David, I guess on IG. I think I've noted some of your pictures from the shows with Anthony and Mario Bloom, I believe so. Yeah. I think that's where I came across. And started following you, and then we randomly ran across each other at that the podcast. Which is kind of crazy. Simone, I came across your work at the Sticky Bun Festival.
Yep.
You have great work. Both of y'all have some very tremendous work.
Thank you.
And so for you, and with 2017 and what you've done to 2018, what goals that you're looking to achieve?
Well, from 2017, honestly, I used to paint when I was a little kid and all of that, and then when I moved on to college, I studied graphic design. But I recently got married, even though it's been 2 years now. But back in 2017, I just felt like I needed an outlet to kind of express myself to all the changes that were going on in my life. So that's when I decided to start painting again. So I actually hadn't painted for 10 years, probably, roughly. and just started back up 2017, January to be exact. So it's been exactly 1 year since I started painting again. And for this year, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be like how it is today. I was just doing it just for my own purposes, but it's really grabbed a lot of people's attention, and I saw that I was able to kind of build something off of that. So that's my goals for 2018, is to actually take it more serious, because like I said, I was just doing it for fun, for my own pleasure. But now everybody's like, oh, can I get that? Can I buy that? Can I get this? Can you do that? And it's crazy. Like, it's really crazy because I'm like super busy. I have a full-time job already. So being a full-time artist on the side is like, I don't get no sleep. So
I mean, this is demand, but that's how you. I mean, that's the game. That's how you got.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See, I do have a question for you. I saw when you had poured some paint on the canvas, and you was mixing it, but then you poured out a torch. What was that?
You got the torch?
I know, right? It's a big one too. It's like it's kind of scary in the art room with the fire. But that's just called paint pouring. So it's like a new thing that kind of started, I think, last year. Well, grew, I think, last year. So you just mix a whole lot of paint together, pour on the canvas, add like different ingredients, special ingredients I won't mention. It's like, no. But and you pour it on your canvas, and it makes cool effects, abstract art. And then the fire just adds more effects to it. It makes like cells. No, it doesn't gloss it up. It just like pushes the paint around and kind of like make bubbles or make patterns. So, like it adds effects, whatever effects come about.
She was mad at first, like, forget this, man.
Nah, because it activates, because it's actually silicone in the paint too. So the fire kind of activates the silicone, which adds to the effects.
Okay, so that's good to know. Cause I've seen it. I was seeing people do that with fire, and I'm just like, I never understood the reason behind it. So.
See, I usually see people doing it when they, what is that? The protective coat, the epoxy, in a sense, on top of it.
Too. I've done that, but I haven't instilled it with the fire though. But you can do it with that too.
Okay.
So it seems that both of y'all aim is towards the business aspect of the art, and I think that's kind of like where I like got caught up at. Is the business aspect, because the creating process is the creating process. Like that could be your own little therapy to yourself, and then the business aspect is really like taking what you do and then putting it out there to where people are buying into.
Monetizing yourself.
Yeah, monetizing yourself.
I like that, monetizing.
So with that's where you want to be at. That's where you want to go to. Where did you initially just start from, like creating, like? When did that little that switch happen to where it's like, all right, something I'm creating, or you could have just started creating because that's where you wanted to go to, but creating wise and what I'm doing and what I'm creating, the style that I'm creating and the subject matter of what I'm creating, how does that, when you do that and create that and transition that into a business, like where did that start at?
You want to take that one first?
Well, for me, I feel like I've always been like business minded. Like I said, I used to do graphic design. I still do graphic design, but back when I was doing graphic design, I went to college. I have a BFA in that, so took business classes. So I've always had like a business mind. So when you see that something you can profit from it, basically, that switch for me is when it clicked. Like, okay, well, is a demand for this? People are asking me for this. Let me go ahead and make it work. So that's how I kind of decide to go ahead and make that a business.
So does it ever get to you, like the demand of like, because I feel like creating is something that you would need to have a love for. So obviously you have a love for creating. Now the love for creating and how you create and then the demand for what you want, like does that ever clash with each other?
I think so, like definitely, because I feel like, especially when people like commission me for stuff and then they pressing me for stuff and every day, like literally people be hitting me every day like with the time clock, like 2 weeks until my painting comes, and like when that type of pressure builds up, it kind of makes me like I lose my feel for it a little bit. But I mean, it's good too, but still it can clash like that. Like sometimes you just feel like overwhelmed because everybody wants something and you painting for yourself, but then people want it too, so trying to find that balance.
For me, it's I'm a little different. I didn't see what you do, so we'll switch information.
Yes.
But for me, I do portraiture, so it's like, for me, it's just like, okay, that's a little bit of backdrop. when I was a kid, I used to love this book series called Black Americans of Achievement. But what really got me into the storyline of Black history was about they had like art covers where they were like the people were drawn and they were painted and it looked so exquisite, and that's what got me just really started. That's part of what really got me started drawing and got me onto portraiture. So for me, the creative process in that sense is just like I just look at the heroes I emulate and I just try to depict them in my own way or in my own style. Right?
Hold on real quick.
Okay, we have a caller.
You have your headsets?
Oh yeah, put your headsets on. You got your headsets.
Here.
Hello, can you hear us?
I heard her too. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
What made me get into art was, like I was saying earlier, I had recently got married, so I just was looking for an outlet to kind of express myself and be to myself and just, have something I can call my own.
Yeah, feel free. You can go ahead.
Well, for me, I'm definitely still exploring and trying to find my own style. I feel like most of my work too that I do, I'm not even like 100% head over heels for it, to be honest with you, because I still I'm looking for something. So I'm definitely going to be experimenting with a lot of different styles this year and kind of see what I fall in love with. It's Simone _Agoussoye on IG. So it's SIMOND_AGOUSSOYE.
Thanks for calling in. Yeah, so just go back into what you was talking about.
I was saying that when I was a kid, I saw this book series that, with the covers, they had people like portraits of the people, and that's what really entranced me to get some more portraiture. And plus, I'm a big fanboy. You see by the Wolverine hat, I love comic books, and I'm a just big nerd, so it is what it is. But that's what really got me into art. So getting into more about the business sense is making me think about, okay, this is how, people love pictures, like people love pictures of themselves or family, or their family members, people that they love, basically. So it gets me into that, and I love to do that medium. It's always a great medium to, I love to explore the human face. I love to explore different, I'm also somebody that likes to explore who I talk about, because I don't want to sit there and talk about the wrong person and I'm like, oh no, I didn't know this person did that. And everybody got flaws, but at the end, if your right's out, if you're more right about it than wrong about it, then that's what you do. But getting to the business side of things, I also like to do that for the common man. I like to also talk about our stories, talk about not just people that are famous, but people that exist in my neighborhood, people that exist in y'all's neighborhood, who have you. So it's also that there's a market for that as well. So it's like, okay, I need to tap into that market, not just because I want to make money, but because I also want to explicitly talk about it. So I kind of follow a little bit more what I want to explore, as opposed to it's about the money. It's got to be about the money. It's about the money. Let's get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
So it's about the money.
It's all, absolutely. It's about the money, but it's also more about the exploration and the opportunities and who I want to talk about.
Right.
So that sort of thing. But also, getting to your point, I do got people talking to me like, Dave, what you doing? You got my stuff? You get I'm working on it, man. Chill. Good things take time. You know what I'm saying? And it's also I got a full-time job too. We out here hustling and grinding. I'm also out there doing my thing. So it's also but I do honor and respect that people want my work. I appreciate that so much. So it's also I gotta take the time out to do that for them, get their work together, and I want them to get a classic product. If you paying for it, you gotta deserve something really good. So just stick with me. Time's coming, but we gonna get you. I got you. Don't worry.
And with like you said, with how your was influenced with the drawings, you pretty much stick to one particular thing. Like, do you operate with different mediums, or is at this moment in time that's just what you're doing?
I would say at this moment in time, I'm somebody that I like to explore different mediums.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just started using markers like about 1.5 years, and I feel like I'm just now getting good at it.
Okay.
So before that, and I still paint. Like, I paint with acrylics. I'm not really a big oil painting guy like I used to be.
Okay.
And I bought an iPad, got the software for it and everything. I'm still kind of a little afraid to touch it because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna post it yet. But like, I'm playing with it now because like I said, I'm trying to build a brand now. So therefore, it's like, if I put it out there and I don't like it, I'm never gonna put anything out there I don't like. So if I don't like, I'm trying to play with it and trying to touch it and do everything like that. But I do like to explore different mediums. It's not like I'm stuck and married to this. Right. And also, if I have stayed away from it for a long time, I'm like, well, let me get back to this. You know what I'm saying? I need to get back. Like, I'm slowly but surely trying to get back into painting. I'm quick with those markers. I can get a drawing done like maybe 2-3 hours tops. Painting is something different. So it's like, I gotta make sure, like, you gotta get those textures in there, like different brushes, where it's just like markers, I'm just picking different colors. So mediums take time, and I respect that. So it's just like, I just go with the medium I know I can get something done timely and things like that with.
Okay. I was gonna say, question to both of y'all. What made you fall in love with art, or what made you like what drew you to it?
For me, it was just instinctive. It was just like, I tell another part of the story is like, I remember I would just sit there and draw on walls, like for no good reason, and I would get in trouble for it. My father almost beat my butt for it or whatever, but then I'll just go back to doing it, not because I wanted to get in trouble, but because I was just naturally doing it. And then after I got my butt whooped a little bit more times, then I went to paper. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, but it's just something instinctive. And like I said, when I saw those pictures on those books, not only was that it visually entertaining, but it was more so made me want to figure out who this person was. So it also played into things how I learned. And so it still does it to this very day. I learned a lot of things through art. So I always appreciate that, and I'm teaching a lot of things through art now. I'm like, that's a weird thing for me now, but it's like, yeah, I'm here. So that's what really instinctively got me to art, like the portraiture, the history, the culture, all that stuff, and to know that we have a voice through our art. We're not sitting here just talking about it, but you actually seeing. Right. But that's a display of a voice. So it's like, you know, art helps me to get out a lot of stuff that I can't normally say, and I appreciate that.
I have another question, but I'll wait till.
Okay. For me, I mean, I wouldn't say like people are born artists, but sometimes that is the case. Cause like I said, I've been painting and drawing ever since I can remember. All throughout school, I remember my first time receiving like a first prize award for art was when I was in the 3rd grade, and I did a self-portrait of myself in the Andy Warhol type of style. So from that point, like that's my earliest memory of painting. And ever since then, I've just always painted, always had art classes. When I was in high school, I had like 4 AP art classes, which is like kind of not heard of a lot. But and I was really bad too in school. Like I was really bad, like really, really bad. So by the time I was in the 12th grade, you know, you can kind of do a half a day and stuff. So my principal saw that I was more to myself and focused when I was in my art classes. So I had only art classes when I was in the 12th grade, and I just kind of always stuck with it. So
okay.
If you want to call in 410-702-5657, that's just a brief history of how y'all got in art, why y'all stuck with it, actually, because a lot of people don't. When we come back, we'll just get into y'all styles a little bit and why y'all choose. Well, we already know what David, what your style is, but why y'all choose the subject matter. Like I said, 410-702-5657.
We'll be right back at you on the Artist Exchange Radio.
Black by Demand Radio Show.
2 years ago. If you broke that bike and it don't work, that's on you, brother. I suggest you get that toolkit out back and then start working with it, right? Yeah. So my son's looking at me like, wow. And I broke down to him how we had got fixing flat tires down to a science. You understand what I mean? Sticking the tube in the water. Right? Talk to me, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, critical thinking. And seeing, we look at that now, and like kids, they not as, you know, they not as on hands like we were back in the day.
That's because nowadays you don't have to put the bikes together anymore. They can come assembled.
Yeah, everything's coming assembled.
When you buy it from the store, they ask you like if you want it already assembled.
Right, right.
Back then you just got the box with 1 million pieces.
Right, and today I don't think they could work with that.
It's just like the thought process. Nowadays you get a bike that's already put together. Now when you were younger, you had actually had to put this bike together.
You got to put it together.
That basically closes your mind into learning how to do something.
Yes, yes,
so now
yes.
you're giving it something. So, okay, you take this and this is what it is.
Right,
so now
right.
we have to run with this instead of teaching the child, this is how you put this together so you to see the result as this.
Right, right. Critical thinking. I like that. So look, not to cut you off, Mr. Denise, but let's go to our first commercial break.
Wait, all right, listen. All right, say situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, "Oh, here did be. That's why you're on child support." Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support. Oh, she this. That's why she on child support. No, sometimes it could just go off of, "Oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass down."
Is what it is. Radio show.
Wait, all right, listen. All right, say situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, "Oh, here did be. That's why you're on child support." Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support. Oh, she this. That's why she on child support. No, sometimes it could just go off of, "Oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass downtown." Yup.
Well, you got to know. Know who you dating.
Hold up.
You just like
I just called her. I just called her.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, BeExposedRadio.com, the Artist Exchange. I'm your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates. Today on Art Talk, co-hosts are
SweetBaBy. Happy Saturday, y'all.
Hey, I'm your co-host, HullyWood. How y'all doing out there?
We have two visual artists in today, Simone and David. And we left off with David and his background and his influence on his artwork and where he's at now. Simone, I wanted to ask you. I've seen a wide variety of your work. I would think so. So where did you the style, like abstract, and then it's like sometimes it's portrait, isn't it? Like where did that style, like where did you get influence from? Like where did that come from?
Yeah, that is a good question. Because honestly, I really don't really know. I have to think about it. I feel like when I was doing, the reason why I started doing that, because like I do a lot of portrait artwork too. So the reason why I started doing it in like abstract and like colorful type of way is just because at first I used to draw, and drawing a portrait could take me like literally like 40 hours on one portrait. But I found with painting it, I can do it much quicker, like maybe 20 hours, depending on the size. And I started doing all different colors because for me, I don't know, when I started trying to do like that natural skin colors, like it's just too much of a discipline. So I was like, forget it. Let me just get whatever colors I want and like make the face look like a face. So that's kind of why I started doing colorful portraits like that. And then seeing different artists like Vodka. I don't know if y'all know of Vodka, but he does a lot of portraits like that too. And like he was the first person I kind of seen do that. And then after I decided to do that, I was like exposed to other artists that do it too. So he was my first like real inspiration in doing that. Vodka.
Do we have a call? Call back. 410-702-5657. And so influence-wise, art-wise, like literal, like actual artists, like do you have any?
Oh gosh, I got so many. Let's see.
Like the main ones that's like you still currently look at their work, you still are inspired by them if they're alive.
Most of them are. Well, okay, there's a couple that are alive, but I'll give you a few, just like a few. For instance, I love Kadir Nelson's work. His work is amazing. He's like, and I love that he can storytell. I wish I could storytell like that, but He does like oil paintings and Black history, Black culture, and all that stuff. I'm also a big fan of Kehinde Riley, like how his portraiture is. I'm also love James Vanderzee. He was a photographer during the Harlem Renaissance, and he would just give people like, they were black and white photos, but were actually maybe sepia tone. But it was about the black experience of Harlem. Loved his stuff. You can't go wrong with Basquiat, of course. And then also like I'm on social media butterfly time, so I love other people. Like I pay attention to everybody's work that I see on social media. So it's like, you know, there's too many to name there, so I'm not gonna go bother with. No, I see y'all and shout out y'all. But I try to pay attention to everybody that I see and just like, okay, if they're doing that, let me see if I can put that in my stuff, or how can it be amended, or what have you. So I have a lot of influence.
Do you ever have that? It happens in music where like people listen to other artists so much that their music starts sounding like somebody else's. Does that ever happen to you? Do you ever find yourself having that happen?
I don't believe it to be so, but I hope not. You know, I still want to keep my style. I still kind of see that I do something unique and individual that's unlike everybody else. But of course, I still want to learn certain things. For instance, like I think one of my knock on wood. But I mean, one thing that I really try to get on myself about when I do my portraits is my scaling. I sometimes wish I could fit a little bit more on the page, but I draw bigger than I actually like. So it's like I try to look at others, like how can you get that down there and do all that? But at the end of the day, I'm still going to do that. It's still instinctively me. Maybe that's why I was drawing on walls and stuff, because it's just like I'm drawing bigger, but you know, that sort of thing.
So normally when artists draw, the best thing to do is cover the whole entire canvas to make sure there's no open space. Have you ever drawn a picture to express what's going on in today's society?
You want me or
both?
I do all the time. So I do. Like I'm more of a history guy, but I also like current events and stuff like that. And I try to talk about people that are doing it now. For instance, I did that Kaepernick one that I did. How can you not talk about him? He basically set the tone for, as a leader, he set the tone for everything that's been going on this last year. So it's like you got to talk about him. I also do like current people. I drew a picture of Charlemagne one time, and you know, that sort of thing. So I talk about people that are doing it that I feel are doing it for the culture right now, and like, you know, you see what they're doing, so you got to big them up in that sort of way.
Okay.
Yeah. Simone, did you have?
For me, for like that question, like I think because like I said, I started painting and stuff just for my own purposes, but I love.
I'm sorry, we have a caller.
Yeah. Oh.
Caller, are you there? How you doing? Yeah, go ahead. Ask David a question.
Oh, wow. It depends. It depends on how well it gets to that point, you know. I know people that have quit their jobs and made their art full time. So, the ends justify the means, and that's a venue that I am looking into. Like, okay, I want to make as much as I can, but also put out quality product and something that people come into. But I'm also somebody, you know, I do kind of believe art is service, so I want to be out there with people doing art. So I got to see not how that just works monetarily, but also as a full time. So that's something that I'm not going to say no to it, but I'm like, we're going to see how it goes in time. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Simone, what were you saying?
We was talking about, oh yeah, like painting for today's society. So I'm not really not to say I'm not into politics, but I don't really follow the news that much. I don't really watch TV a lot either. But my husband, he's like all into politics. He's African, so he's always on CNN like every day, all day. But besides that, like I'm into music and I listen to a lot of music. So a lot of paintings that I do are of like musicians and people that I love to listen to. So I recently did a painting of Remy Ma because I love Remy Ma, and I'm happy that she's back. And like what she's been dropping lately, just been like touching my soul. So I had to paint her. So that's why I paint what I paint.
Cool.
Well, I'll go. We're going to pay these bills. You are listening to the Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com. We'll be right back.
You are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
So we were talking about critical thinking. So we definitely believe that critical thinking is one of the first things we need to start implementing.
Be Exposed Radio.
And more money, let them know like you're gonna get a hit if you do some rap stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, appropriation, like they be getting their money. I was just about to talk about that too. Appropriation. Is it appropriation when they do? Because you know Miley Cyrus. Like think about it. You got like Miley Cyrus. You had Justin Bieber, and you had like even Katy Perry and Pink. You remember? I don't know if y'all remember Pink. 'Cause she used to do like some hip hop stuff, some like R&B stuff too. Do you think that's appropriation? Are they taking from the culture without like?
I don't know. Like the way I look at it is, if it seems forced, then 9 times out of 10 it's not really them. Yeah. So then it's appropriation. You feel me? But if I hear sincerity and the genuineness in what you're doing, and if they decide to label it hip hop, and your skin ain't the typical hip hop skin, you feel me? I can accept this hip hop, like, cause hip hop is what we do. Like, you feel me? Like people don't look at it like that, but it is. Like, and Busy B himself told me that. You feel me? Like, rap is a thing that we do. You feel me? And hip hop is something that we live.
Right.
So if you telling me your truth, but your skin and my skin on opposite sides of the barrier, who am I to say that that's not hip hop?
That's true. That's true. Now, and we got a newer person, and I don't know if y'all know about this, but we got a new person that's kind of like on that culture too. Well, she's not really new. Fergie. Y'all remember Fergie
from Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, yo, I heard she got a new album out, and I was unfortunately I was listening to this with a female friend of mine a few weeks ago, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's actually pretty good. And I was real surprised, yo. It's like pop.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Shepsworth Bentley, and make sure you guys check out Homegrown Radio every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. It's new, fresh Baltimore radio.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We back. Welcome back. BeExposedRadio.com. This is an Artist Exchange. Check out Artist Exchange, theartistexchange.org for the website. Today I'm your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates, co-host today.
HullyWood in the building.
And SweetBaBy over here off camera.
And today our two guests is Simone and David. And what we was talking about? We was talking about
current events and the influence that it has on that artwork.
And Simone, what I wanted to ask from you for your influences of an artist that are influence that.
Yes, I got it.
That influence you. I feel like I had them cookies again.
Well, from like when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Bob Ross. Like, I would run home from school, be on what was that? PBS?
Yes.
I would literally watch him for hours in the middle of the night and just watch him. And I don't know why. Well, I do now, but I didn't know why I used to watch him all the time. So I still be peeping his YouTube videos today. I think he just got a Netflix series thing. I heard that the Bob Ross group just got like a little series going on Netflix, so checking that out. But of course him, Pablo, of course. Some Instagram people that kind of influenced me that I like to look at that kind of have similar style is Art by Alea. Like, she's beast with the portrait abstract painting. There's another one. Oh, John Moody. He's beast too, but he does it more like realistic though. But it's just like I love the colors that he uses in his style too. So those are my like top 2 Instagram people I feel, even though it's like a lot. But those are the ones I can kind of like just call up front.
Do you think they got any like art shows? Well, you think there's any shows that's like dedicated to art? You know, Bob Ross had the art show. Like, you think that could survive today?
I mean, it depends on the medium. Like YouTube, like I see a lot of people do time-lapse drawings on YouTube, you know, because that's more like I can just click this and see what's that. Whereas TV, I don't know unless you have that personality, because that's a different beast. Like, you know, one of the people I look at is Walt Disney. Walt Disney was like going back to personalities, like, you know, he could actually do the product and then present it. Like, I actually appreciate that. Jim Henson, Bob Ross, all them. But like nowadays, like, this is a good time why, you know, everybody can be popping because you got the social media now to do it. So it's like, you know, I sit here and look at YouTube videos. For instance, there's a comic book artist named Todd Knock, and I love what I mean. I schedule like it's TV. Like, okay, Todd Knock is on. I gotta watch it. You know, that sort of thing. And so it's a different medium. Like we have the different mediums now to do it, but I don't know. It depends like on a scheduled sort of thing. I don't know about that, but I do think there's room for opportunity for everybody to do something like that. Yes.
If there was a TV show, you know, like reality TV, and you just throw a whole bunch of artists into a house and you're teaching them.
Nah, that'd be tight.
Like learning
it would be.
the gallery and stuff.
That'd be
would
tight.
be.
Would you go for that? Would you?
It's kind of like, okay, I would personally, yes,
Try
because
to
I know
Right?
when I compete,
I would.
you would compete.
Yeah,
I
just to do
like,
it.
like, see, I'm more
I
of
see
a
the tattoo competition shows, but they don't even have
I'm
no
more of
art
a person where I would like to learn. I like to learn what they do and implement it. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying I can't compete. I compete, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like I would like to do that.
Say if the show is just based upon like they just introducing different mediums and different stuff like that, and they give you some time to play around and learn it, but it's still a competition.
And then give you like a concept and whoever.
It wouldn't
be fair.
It wouldn't have to be. It wouldn't have to be like
just painting.
You got to speed through this.
Yeah, that'd be fair. That'd be something I would like to do.
Yeah, that would be tight. That would be very tight.
Do y'all have any college education, like background in art?
I do. I graduated high school 2007. And when I was in 12th grade, I was not thinking about college like at all, like not at all. But like at that last like semester, all my art teachers, I had like 3 because I had like those 4 classes, 2 was taught by 1. But they kind of pushed me to go to an art school. So I was like, okay, sure. And then just gave me some different art schools to kind of think about. So I applied to like 4, Howard, Corcoran, the Art Institute of Washington, and it was some other like, not floozy school, but I can't remember who it was. I got accepted to all 4, but I decided to go to the Art Institute of Washington because Howard, I wish I would have went to Howard now that it was like 10 years later, but they wanted me to take all these foreign language classes. I never took them in high school because I was only doing art classes, and I felt like, why am I waste my time taking a foreign language class? So nah. And then Corcoran, I didn't really see myself there, like people that looked like me at the Corcoran, which is in like Northwest DC. So I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this. But the Art Institute of Washington was like a variety of different people. So I went there to study graphic design, but majored, was getting my degree in the Bachelor's of Fine Arts. And now I currently go to ASU Online, Arizona State University, studying multimedia design and working on masters.
Okay. Doing your thing.
For me, I went to Frostburg State University. I graduated in 2006. I studied art design, and I feel like I'm glad I went there because I did learn a lot of techniques and things that I do implement to this day. I do think about that sometimes. Like if I had to do it over again, truthfully, I would have went to HBCU. Right. Like even though like Frostburg, shout out to Frostburg, but if I had to do it again, I would have went to
Shout
HBCU.
out to that drive.
Hey, it was a long drive, but it's all good. But like I said, I learned a lot of stuff from there. I have thought about going back to school personally, just like to learn. One thing I want to do, I'm still playing with this idea. I'm thinking about being an art therapist, like how it goes back to art and service and stuff like that. So I got to figure out the proper schools.
So
and stuff
would
like
you
that.
have to probably get like a psychology degree or
It's
something?
part of that too. Not
That'd
so much art, like not so much that, but I would have to take psychology classes and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to see what schools are like and how can my job help me out? Like, come on,
I know.
You know, but sort of things like that. So I'm thinking about the next move in that way as well.
In a sense, sip and paint is kind of like art therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you could design like a program, that would be like part of the program.
Yeah.
Part of the therapy.
That's funny because I actually just started getting into paint and sips this year. January, well, this is January still. I've done like 2 already, my first ones, and people love paint and sips because when you can just relax and be in a comfortable environment and then paint something, especially for people who feel that they're not artistic, they be surprised at what they paint. And then it's funny because a lot of my classes have a lot of dudes in it, so I don't really know what. Yeah, a lot of dudes always sign up and show up, but even for them, they're like, wow, this is relaxing, I like this. Like they really be into it too, so it's like it's definitely therapeutic. Those paint.
I actually seen businesses like straight up like on a like the Avenue type joint, like say straight sips and paints, like instead of like going around, like they have their own physical location where people can come to them. So that's how you know when people is like staying in one spot, like that's how you know that's a big thing.
That's tight.
Do you plan to expand on the sips and paints?
Yeah. So I'm just like starting out. Right now I just rent different locations right now. I do a lot of private ones too. So there's a lot coming in February that I'm nervous about. I have an upcoming paint and sip that's January 21st that people can register still on my Instagram. There's a link in my bio for that one. I still have a few seats available for that one. But eventually I do want to own my own gallery or studio and like, you know, host paint and sips there and like do my own thing. And one person that kind of inspired me to do all of that, I don't know if y'all know her, but Whitney Austin.
I just seen her new
gallery opening. No, it's not even yet. I think that's
it is.
Oh,
Charlotte,
had it?
in Charlotte.
So she's
it's not open yet, but I seen it.
Coming.
And then the crazy thing is the guy that did the epoxy floors.
Oh yeah, he's from Baltimore, right? Yeah, and she came to Baltimore too, and I met her, and she's so dope, down to earth, humble, like she's legit, like she's tight. So she's coming back, and I'm about to do some more work with her. So I'm excited about that.
Go ahead, all right.
When it comes to y'all work, what do you feel as though like was the most challenging for you?
Wow.
I don't see no challenge.
Okay.
The only but if you had to find one, if I had to find one, I would just say like the time. And like for me, when I'm painting, sometimes like I don't be positioned well, so my arm be tired. So that's my challenge, but that's something stupid. So
for me, it's free flowing for the most part. But like I said, I guess my scaling on paper. Like some things I want to get everything in there, but I can't get. But I want to make sure I at least get the main parts in there.
Right.
But outside of that, nothing really. Like same thing, really. Like nothing. Like it's
because
just,
too, like Bob Ross, you know, whenever he would make like a mistake or find like a challenge in art, he always said they're like happy
little mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no mistakes, there is no challenge. Art is art. So something could be wrong to somebody else, but it can be right to another person. So
writers face like writer's block and stuff like that. Do you have anything similar that happens when you're creating a painting or a portrait?
Maybe I don't understand the question.
All right, like writer's block, but with painting.
A creative
block.
Yeah. What do they call it?
A creative block.
I have those, and when I have those, I just stay away. Like I just like when I have creative block, I just stay away from it for a little while because I feel like if I want to keep going at it, I'll mess it up. So like, let me stay away from it a little while. Let me not look at it. Because I'm very studious. I'll sit there and look at it. But if I feel like I'm gonna keep going, I can overthink sometimes.
Right.
So like, let me stay away from it a little while. Let me go to Popeyes or something like this, and then I'll come back later, or maybe a couple days later, whatever, and then I'll go back and redo it, rehash it, because I have a clearer mind. So basically, to sum it up, I just kind of just like fall back from it and then come back at a later time.
Okay.
For me, I definitely get creative block a lot, but it's kind of interesting because like I do portrait painting so much and drawings that it's not, in that sense, I don't get that because I just draw and paint what I see. So there's no block because I'm looking at something and drawing it. But I am trying to get more into like creating my own concepts and my own paintings and my own like original things that are not like, that are my imagination. So with that can get kind of challenging when you're trying to create something in your mind for me, because I can only paint what I see. I can only paint, and then like when I'm looking at the paper, I can see what I'm looking at on the paper already, so that's how I can kind of execute it. But something in my head, that's something I'm working on still. So I get creative block with that a lot. So listening to music kind of helps me push through, but I'm still pushing through it. So.
Okay.
You think y'all could create or draw a person that is not a reference of somebody, like a random, brand new face, never seen this person before?
I think.
No way.
I think that we can draw faces all day, and I don't know. That person might exist in life or not.
Right.
But like drawing like somebody that I've seen before, like from memory type of thing.
No, just like if you like
creating
drew somebody,
a person,
like
just creating a new
air.
person. Yeah.
You guys are like creating characters.
Yeah, basically, like creating another person. Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I've done it before. Like I said, I'm still kind of shy because I want to still make sure like the character is good. So it's like I've done certain things like that before, but it's fun. Like it is fun to sit there and create characters, but then also you kind of scared. Like, do people think this is going to look good? Do people get what I'm trying to talk about? Well, people are just like, what are you doing? So
well,
it's
who's
just
that?
yeah. So it's just like you're kind of a little nervous about that, but to actually do it for the creative sake is actually kind of fun. So it's all art is creativity, I think. So it's just like at the end of the day, you know, you just pick and choose. Like I said, I wish I could storytell. Like I have such an admiration for people that can storytell with the art, even with portraiture. And you know, that's something that I'm really looking to more. That may be another thing to your previous question was like, I really want to learn how to storytell in a different way. But I appreciate that I have a story to tell and people are seeing it.
Right.
So that sort of sense. You know?
How much does how much does
never heard that on my phone.
how much does like the possible interpretation from outsiders affect your artwork, like as you're going along with it, like you were saying, you know, what if a person has a question about what this is or how they might interpret it, how much does that affect what you do on canvas or whatever your medium is?
So for me, it's like it affects it. I won't say a great deal, but a significant deal, because like you want people to appreciate what you do. It kind of goes back to consumerism. So it's like, you know, if you got me to draw a picture of you and you don't even recognize yourself in it, I'm going to go like this. And it's just like, nah. Right. So it's like, I got to make sure I'm top tier with mine. Right. And you go ahead and do it. You know, I got to make sure I'm top tier. Okay, you don't have to sit there and ask no question. Oh, that's you. That's my daughter. That's this. Right. Like, so I have to be self-aware of that and make sure that it's correct, because I don't, like I said earlier, I don't put stuff out if I don't think it's good.
Right.
So for every one that I probably post, it's probably like 2 or 3. I'm just like, put it to the side. So I'm very, very aware and conscious about that.
Okay. Well, we'll be back with you after this commercial break on the Artist Exchange Radio.
Powered by BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey.
Stay tuned.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Be Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's the real. You're right. That's the real deal.
It is what it is. Radio show.
Go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say.
Black by Demand Radio show.
2 years ago. If you broke that bike and it don't work, that's on you, brother. I suggest you get that toolkit out back and then start working with it, right? Yeah. So my son's looking at me like, wow. And I broke down to him how we had got fixing flat tires down to a science. You understand what I mean? Sticking the tube in the water. Right? Talk to me, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, critical thinking. And see, and we look at that now and like kids, they not as on hands like we were back in the day.
That's because nowadays you don't have to put the bikes together anymore. They can come assembled.
Yeah, everything's coming assembled.
In the store, they ask you like if you want it already assembled.
Right.
Back then you just got the box with 1 million pieces.
Right, and today I don't think they could work with that.
It's just like the thought process. Nowadays you get a bike that's already put together. Now when you were younger, you had to put this bike together.
You got to put it together.
That basically closes your mind into learning how to do something.
Yes.
Now you're giving it something. So okay, you take this. And this is what it is.
Right.
So now we have to run with this instead of teaching the child. This is how you put this together, so you see the result as this.
Right. Critical thinking. I like that. So look, not to cut you off, Mr. Denise, but let's go to our first commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and finish talking about critical thinking.
Is what it is. Radio show.
Go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say. Situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, oh, here did be. That's why you're on child support. Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support. Oh, she this. That's why she on child support. No. Sometimes it could just go off of, oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass downtown. Yup.
Well, you got to know. Know who you dating.
Hold up.
I just
called her. I just called her.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's the real. That's the real deal.
It's period.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this. Money should go to if the child is with one of them.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back, BeExposedRadio.com. This is the Artist Exchange. I'm your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates, co-host.
HullyWood in the building. SweetBaBy.
And SweetBaBy over here off camera.
And this is Art Talk. It happens the second Saturday of every month. Be sure to check out ArtistVizion.com. It's where I feature visual artists from around the country. Today we have two guests, Simone and David. And we left off with a question where David answered, but we was wanted to get Simone's response.
Yes, about how other people kind of have an influence on your artwork. So for me, I'm gonna be honest. It's very hard for me to see something that I do that I'm like head over heels for. Like I'm like super in love with. I can be super in love with for like 1 minute, and then the next minute I'm like, yes, whatever. It is what it is. So when other people have something to say about it, it doesn't really affect me that much because I'm like, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that's true. We can like, yeah, we go ahead and like do that. But most of the time, like 10 times out of 10, everybody always loves it. So it's like, you like that? And then they're like, yeah, that's dope. So other people's influence or like how they feel about it, it doesn't really affect me too much. It helps motivate me to kind of do better. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate people who are honest with me and not just like, oh, I love it, I love it, love it. Like, no, for real, tell me what's wrong with it. So I appreciate people who take the time to kind of give us critique and like let us know how they really feel.
Yeah, I feel you.
When painting or doing your artwork, where does it take you mentally? Or where do you go mentally when you're painting?
It's a weird thing for me. I kind of like clear my head but focus at the same time. So it's like, you know, I'll sit there, I'll do the pictures right off my phone. So I'll look at the picture on my phone and I'll be drawing with my markers or paint or whatever I'm working with. And so I'm very, like I said earlier, I'm very studious. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get this indentation right here. Let me get this color, this shade, what have you. But it's also like I'm clearing my mind. It gets me to think about things in a different way. So for me, mentally, it's just like, it's refreshing. You know, I'm putting it out there, but I'm getting more out of it. It's like, you know, it's a cyclical sort of thing, you know. So I always love the process, you know, and it's like it don't take a lot of thought. It don't take as much thought as I think it would going in, but it's just like, you know, it don't take a lot of thought, but it's just like you paying attention, but you're not asking so many questions about it. You just like, let's just do this and have fun. So it's natural.
Yeah, I would agree with a lot with what you said. I would pretty much repeat it too. So definitely just letting loose when painting and try not to overthink things. And I know when that happens, sometimes you can get lost in painting and be like, I look up and it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, dang, I gotta work at 9 the next morning. But sometimes you just get lost. I get lost whenever I'm painting or drawing something. So it's a good feeling.
If you want to call in and support the artist, 410-702-5657. If you have any questions, you can ask them on Facebook Live. And we initially started out where 2018 you wanted to get more so in deep with the business aspects of the art game. How has networking, just in general feeling your way through the art scene, how has that been for you so far? Like, have you been different places? Have you noticed different things? Like, just an overview of how you've been networking and how you feel like the business is.
It has been amazing for me. Like, like real life, it's been so amazing. It wouldn't have got, like, if I had networked, it wouldn't have got me here. Like, it's like, I'm so honored and humbled that people actually want to take the time to talk to me about my productivity, my creativity, my perception of things. Like y'all want to talk to me for real? So it's just like, you know, compared to where I was a year ago, you know, starting this journey, and here I am now, and I know there's still, it's like looking at the mountaintop. It's like, you know, you got to this point, but you know you gotta get higher, but you accept the challenge. It's like, okay, you can go, let's go. So it's always such a journey. Like, I'm enjoying the process nowadays. You know, whereas like when I first started, I just wanted to get there, but now it's like I'm enjoying the journey. You know, this is a cool look. You know what I'm saying? It took time to get here, but I'm here and I'm enjoying what it is. And, you know, networking in that term is just like, I get to learn different things. Like, you know, I don't just learn by watching, I learn by seeing. So it's like, I mean, I want to talk to you about stuff like, how did you do this? How did you do that? And like, I'm very inquisitive. So it's also like, I want, you know, to learn how she does her thing and learn how you do your thing, you know what I'm saying? Other things like that. So to be a part of this conversation, to be part of this social, I consider it a social movement, really. And I'm really honored to be a part of this, you know what I'm saying? To have people want to know my say and people want me there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never would have thought things have been like this, and to know there's bigger out there. It's like, all right, come on, I'm with it. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's true too, because like even when like as being like a little kid and growing up and like loving art and wanting to do it, sometimes you never think that you can really make a living off being an artist, or like art can really help pay your bills or something like that. But once you kind of tap into it and you start networking, you see that it is definitely a possibility and there's definitely room. So networking, like discovering that like last year was like something that was mind-blowing to me. And just the fact that a lot of people love art. People love art. People love seeing art. People love coming out to events whenever there's like an art show or something. And I was really surprised about that. And then just being able to network and connect with other artists and people like that who support other artists too, like you all here too. It's like it's very mind-blowing, because I would have never really realized that. And then two, one last thing about that is that I used to live in DC, so I felt like DC was a good like place to be in the arts. And then I recently moved to Baltimore when I got married, and I didn't realize that Baltimore had such a huge art community. Like it's crazy, and it's way bigger than DC. So it's like, that was something that I was surprised to see too, that Baltimore was like really like, that was a good spot. But when she was saying earlier about San Francisco, I'm definitely planning to go out to San Francisco and check out their art scene, because I heard that was popping too. So
how important do you think arts and being exposed to the arts is for like youth development?
You know, I think everybody has their truth, so everybody has their outlet of creativity. So it's just like, you know, you just gotta find your outlet of creativity. Like either you paint or you write or you sing, you dance. Pardon me. Everybody has that, and especially important for youth, because it's like you're finding yourself at that time in your life. You know, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't draw some stuff out, to be honest with you. I'm not saying like, you know, because I know sometimes it can get very inward, but it's like I got it out because I actually saw it and expressed it, and it made me reevaluate some things that I would have thought about otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So for youth, it's just like, it's paramount. You know what I'm saying? That's why you want to go out there and do stuff with the youth and art and stuff like that, because not only that, but also it's also a cyclical thing, because you enjoy working with the youth and seeing how they see things. Like, you know, I think sometimes when we become adults and stuff like that, like sometimes our minds are just our 9-to-5 daily lives. We can just get rigid, whereas they see things in a way like more possible, because they have that outlook. They're not sullied by the world yet. Right. And so it's like, okay, well, now I need to get with them because they see things in this way, and they're not interrupted. Like, you know, well, we got to do this. We got to. Well, no, we can just do it. And you have to have that you have to have that childlike mentality about you, and I appreciate that. So it's all a cyclical thing. So I think we can learn from them, and they can learn from us, and we can see how they perceive things and things like that. So I'm always I'm an advocate for that all day. So. Cool.
Simone, you can answer that when we come back. We have to take a commercial break. You are listening to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Just a Bit Outside Radio Show.
There is one glaring stat that I read about while watching the games over the weekend. New York Yankees went 22 straight innings with at least one strikeout.
Really?
That's a major league record for the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statistic.
It is. You know, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, you know, that, to me, that's like a big reason why, you know, they're losing right now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Crystal Renee Radio Show.
Plenty of them. We call them pen pals in my family.
So glad you said that word, because I've actually found out that there are websites, ladies and gentlemen. There are dating websites for men who are incarcerated. Yes. I'm so fucking lonely. I just may sign up for one of those websites.
Don't do it.
Don't you think I shouldn't?
Because they passing your letters around.
Oh, is that what they do?
And one of his friends go send you a letter, and then they go wind up asking you for a Verizon phone card and a couple dollars on their books because they just spent all that money.
You know a little bit too much.
Their daughter. I told you I have uncles.
Okay.
I know the game.
All right. Well, we're going to talk more about the game. The topic of the day, you guys, is called
Pen
Dangerously
Pals.
in Love. Pen Pals.
Edition.
Your little... Call me up 410-702-5657.
Be Exposed Radio.
And more money. Let them know like you're gonna get a hit if you do some rap stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, appropriation, like, they be getting that money. I was just about to talk about that too. Appropriation. Is it appropriation when they do? Because you know Miley Cyrus. Like, think about it. You got like Miley Cyrus. You had Justin Bieber, and you had like even Katy Perry and Pink. You remember? I don't know if y'all remember Pink. 'Cause she used to do like some hip hop stuff or some like R&B stuff too. Do you think that's appropriation? Are they taking from the culture without like?
I don't know. Like, the way I look at it is, if it seems forced, then 9 times out of 10 it's not really them. Yeah. So then it's appropriation. You feel me? But if I hear sincerity and the genuineness in what you're doing, and if they decide to label it hip hop, and your skin ain't the typical hip hop skin, you feel me? I can accept it as hip hop. Yeah. Like, cause hip hop is what we do. Like, you feel me? Like, people don't look at it like that, but it is. Like, and Busy B himself told me that. You feel me? Like, rap is a thing that we do. You feel me? And hip hop is something that we live.
Right.
So if you telling me your truth, but your skin and my skin on opposite sides of the barrier.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates, co-host today.
HullyWood in the building.
And SweetBaBy off camera.
And this is Art Talk. We have two visual artist guests, David and Simone. And we left off with Simone answering the question of, not sure.
The youth development, how important.
How important is art and culture to youth development?
Like I said, I think it's very important. I feel like, especially for our young ones today, because we can like live in a society, or we live in a society that can be so overwhelming and so bombarded and crowded, that I feel like the arts, whether it's like, you know, whatever your art is, whatever your craft is, will give young people an opportunity to express themselves. Maybe they feel like, especially for those who feel like they can't speak up, or they can't talk, or they can't like tell somebody how they feel, if they have that outlet of like the art outlet, then that way you can see where that child's mind is at and how they feel about certain stuff. And like that was something that helped me when I was growing up. Like I said, I've always been in the arts, always doing something. And I remember one of my like little art assignments was to express how I felt the world would be in like 10 years or something like that. And it was like a contest too. So I remember drawing like a girl sitting in front of a tree reading a book, and then it had like all these ideas of like peace and equality and all of that. And you know, that really expressed how I felt, like how we're not at a time that's like that right now. So I think it's very important for young people to be involved in the arts so they can express themselves and have an opportunity to speak out.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions from the viewers. Sierra Aaliyah, she said, this is for both of them, I believe. Do you think you would be the same artist without schooling? We have a caller.
Hello, caller. Hello? Yes. Shoot away. Yeah, ask the question. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
5 years, where y'all see yourself?
Shoot, that's a good question.
Well, I know for me, just real quick out the way, in 5 years, where I would like to see myself is working for myself as an artist full time and an all-around artist, whether it's graphic design, website, painting, all of that, just on my own, working for myself. I'm tired of answering to the man. So.
5 years where I see myself, like I said before, just using art to connect with people, help the people, work with the people. I really believe in art and service. That's something that really connects with me. So that's where I want to see myself in 5 years, and having more opportunities, not just for myself, but helping building up with others. Pardon me. Building up with others. Building up with others, not just in terms of art like we discussed, but in terms of just using your creativity and your viewpoint, so we could all just accumulate together. That's something I want to do within the next 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Did you have the?
Oh yeah. Back to the question. He said, "Do you think you would be the same?" This is from Sierra Aaliyah. Yeah. Do you think you would be the same artist without school?
I think so.
I kind of think so too, actually.
Yeah. I think so. Because especially like when you're like, what you mean no schooling? Because we go to elementary school, middle school, high school, so that's schooling, and they teach you art there and let you express. You have all those art classes, so. I mean, if I never went to any like type of school, then I don't know. I don't know, but
I mean, if you didn't have the schooling, would you experiment with different, you know what I'm saying?
With college,
with different like mediums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Especially since I was majoring in graphic design, I think that I still, because, like I said, I stopped painting for like 7-10 years. So not 17, but 7 to 10 years I stopped painting and stuff, and because of school. Right. So it's because of school that I stopped painting. So I don't think that not going to school, it probably would have helped me do more, actually.
I think for me, it probably would have been the same. Like, I would have learned some techniques. Like, I'm glad I went to school because I did learn the techniques and some things. But I think, like I said, I'm more of a student anyway. So it's like, I'm more so learning from watching people and seeing how they do things than rather just have it, like, you know, go to school. I ain't saying go to school. PSA, you know, go to school. But it's also... But it's also like, to be honest with you, I learn more from watching people and seeing what they do and how they do it, and then reinterpreting it for myself in that way. Right. So I kind of believe I would be the same artist if I didn't, if it didn't work another way. Maybe I do believe, I think it would have still played out.
I think with me, I took a break from art, but when I got back into art, I literally was doing what I finished off doing in college. Like what I learned in that class is what actually started me to get back into art, and that's why that's like my point. I was at Villa Julie, Orwell Stevenson now. So it's old. I'm old.
Okay, another question, still from Sierra Ali. When you finish your artwork, where do you see it? Would you make collections for galleries, or make artwork that will be more so in homes?
Both, really. You know, whoever wants it. You know what I'm saying? We creative, like you said earlier. We just think about what we want to have done. To me, there's no bigger honor than having my art hung in somebody else's home, because that means they paid for it, or it's a gift. Like, they appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So there's no bigger thing for me. But I'm also thinking I want to be more collection oriented in my work. So I'm really moving towards that realm in my days, and of course I would like to see that in a gallery as well. So whoever wants it, I'm basically more of the school of thought of whoever wants to see it, come get it. You know, that's how I see it.
Okay.
Simone? Do you want the gallery? Do you want the gallery, or you want the house?
That's a funny question, because like, with the gallery situation, like, I would love a gallery and like an art reception, and it's not solely based on one thing, but the Trey Songz video, Funny Faces, with the girl who was the artist and was at the art gallery. Like, every time, like, I always think about that video in my mind, like, all the time. So a gallery would be dope, but having somebody pay for it and hang it up in their house is definitely cool too, especially when a lot of people send me the pictures of the artwork in their house, and that's really dope. So I'm actually collecting all of that right now, and I plan on like putting that out on my sites really soon because I have a lot and they look really dope. So that's cool.
Before, just to reintroduce people, just your information, where they can catch you at, where they can contact you at, and if you have anything coming up like show-wise.
Well, my name is Simone Agoussoye. You can catch me. My main thing is Instagram, so Simone_AGOUSSOYE. I'm working on an art show, but it's probably like I don't know where I want to have it, but it's gonna be on the West Coast, hopefully. And I'm currently doing a paint and sip that's coming up January the 21st, and the link to register for that class is in my bio on my Instagram page. I also have Facebook, Simone Agoussoye. I have a website, SimoneAgoussoye.com. Everything that you need to find about me is my name, Simone Agoussoye.
How's everybody doing? My name is David Snipes. My IG is Dave Doing Art Now. It's all one word. Take the G out of doing. It's Dave Doing Art Now. I also have a Facebook page, Dave Doing Art Now. That's a little more spaced out. And my Twitter and my Facebook personal page. We all friends, so why not? Is David I Snipes. I do live events around the area. So like I said, like for the first Wednesday of the month, I'm at Bus Boys and Poets 5th and K. The second Thursday of the month, I am at Nipsey's in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. And the last Tuesday of the month, I am at, we're going to move location, but I work with Annie's Art Gallery. I think we're out infused in Camp Springs, Maryland right now, but I think we're going to move locations in a little bit. So we're busy out here. So, and I put all my events on social media. So once again, my main thing is IG too. I'm at Dave Doing Art Now, all one word. Take the G out of doing, and it's Dave Doing Art Now. And hope to see y'all there. Support your artists.
2 more questions. Sierra X again. Is it worth to join an art exhibit or art shows hosted by others, or is it better to just invest in yourself?
That's a hard question.
That's both, really. I think it's worth. That's both. It depends on.
Initially starting out, you might want to get with somebody that's already been doing it.
Right. Yeah.
Just to get with somebody that's already been doing it and learn how they're doing it. But ultimately, I think you might want to invest and do it yourself because you can do it yourself. Yeah. And if it's take money, time, and effort, and if you want the biggest profit, you want to have to eventually end up doing it yourself. Correct. And just reach your hand back and do the same thing that somebody did for you.
Exactly. And then one thing that y'all seen that little clip. Oh, you good? You seen that? Y'all seen that little clip with Issa Rae, where she said, "I don't network up, I network around me." So it's always like you got to network around you, see who the other artists are that are hungry for with you, and see if this is somebody you can work with. You don't just be working with somebody just because they're around you.
Right.
But it's also like you want to make sure you got the right people because you want to have the right experience in doing it. And then also like Trance said, it's like about working with yourself. You got to invest in yourself first. And it also goes to the fact that nobody's going to work with you if they don't think you're investing in yourself. So it's all cyclical.
Okay, and also a message from Pretty Nate. He says, "What do you think of the youth that gets turned down?"
Turned down in what sense?
Like that's what I was asking her. Far as she was just like getting shut down for just their work and whatnot. Like,
I think for people, like if it's art wise, like if they're putting out their art and people are like shutting them down with it, I would say that they should just keep trying because like I feel like art is like it can be a gift, but I feel more strongly that it is a learned skill. So if somebody's shutting you down or like telling you no, doesn't mean for you to stop. Just keep going, and you eventually will still keep growing and learning and getting better, and eventually when those people that said no or shut you down, they're gonna look at you like, oh, right. True, and they're gonna have much more respect for you.
True. And what is your favorite artist movement in history? Minimalist, surrealism, or expressionist?
I'm sorry. No, it's not a question I laugh at. Like it's a weird question for me. I go to certain artists, so it's just like I don't think about it in terms of movements like that. I enjoy the movement we in now. I believe we are really in a movement, but I just go certain artists. So Vince is like more classical artist question. I would say I love Van Gogh. I love how he can storytell about his life. Picasso, I like how he could switch from one thing to another. Those sort of things. I can't say I can. Maybe the pop movement, you know, with Warhol and Lichtenstein, and you know that sort of thing. But as far as that, I really just gravitate towards certain artists, and I see them and I'm like, okay, it relates. So that sort of thing.
Okay, I was about to say, is there any another question is there any other upcoming artists you'd like to reach out to?
As far as like collaborating with or learning from,
any artists you want to work with?
And have you done any collaborations with other artists?
I work with Mario, and that's how we kind of linked up, and then Faith, and then so I work with Mario and Anthony and JP, and I like getting with them. It's just a good energy when we get there. I like doing those sort of things. I'd like to work with you, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
so you know, but anybody that's ever collaborative and like we both respect each other's skill set and we can learn and just like make something together, I'm always down for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to working with anybody who's artistic, and what for me, like I would just have to see your work and what you do, and then I would just have to feel it, and if it feels right, I'm down to collab with anybody. I don't really have anybody like top of my mind really, but yeah, I'm down for anybody.
And another question was, how does music or entertainment and performance arts influence your work, if any?
Music? Was music in that question? Because music influences all my work. Music influences all of my work, honestly. Like everything that I ever do, I'm always listening to music when I'm, not always, but like 99% of the time I'm listening to music. I paint a lot of musicians, artists, people. Rihanna, Aaliyah's my favorite. Beyonce, Rihanna. I painted a lot of Rihanna portraits, and I love Rihanna. So music definitely inspires me, and even the lyrics. Like sometimes when I want to kind of be inspirational and draw something like that, just the lyrics of certain songs really connect with me. Like Dej Love songs and some underground artists like Ella Mai. All of that definitely inspires me in my art.
Okay. Same for me. Just musical artists, just like art moves, music movements. I'm a big Marvin Gaye fan. I heard you talk about Michael before. Like, who you talking to? like I love Michael. So I kind of use their music to kind of like help me, like, you know, different phases in their career. And maybe I'll depict certain phases in that career. You know, Off the Wall Michael's different from Thriller Michael. Right. You know, even Thriller Michael's different from Beat It Michael. Even within that time. So it's like I kind of look at the certain phases and careers of them that I like to depict, and like when they were best or when I felt like they were the most personal or something like that, and I kind of use it for that.
All right, the last question. How does your family feel about your artwork?
My family is like really supportive. My family and my friends that I consider family too. Like I said, from a young age, I've always was drawing and painting. So like my family is already hip. And they be the main ones motivating me to keep going and to not give it up. My nana, my grandma, like my whole family. And then when they see me doing stuff, they're like so happy that I didn't let it go and I'm keeping it up and I'm still like, you know, being creative. So they're really supportive and happy, and it helps me to keep going.
For me, my family is very paramount in that. That's why I was asking you, like, what can I get the link so I can text it to? Because I have a family chat, so I'll just text my father, like texting my family, let them know where they can watch it right now. And then, like, I got a text from my father saying, "I'm proud of you, keep getting the trophy." So it's just like, okay, so that means a lot to me. Art is very important in our family. I remember going to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother had a lot of art. She lived in D.C., like right off Georgia Avenue, so she had a lot of art, and that also influenced me too. And my sister's a graphic designer. So it's like, you know, she does a lot of stuff with art. So it's like, they're always proud. They always want to be like, you know, when are you doing the next show? Can you do it closer to this day so I can come out and that sort of thing? Because we all got our own lives, but we know that the fan base, like, they're the day ones. So it's like, you know, I always want to tell them before I tell anybody else what's going on.
You are listening to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We will be back after this commercial break.
The Exposed Radio.
Let me do that.
There's certain things for everybody.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
There's a time and a place for everything. Maybe if I'm sitting down reading a book and then I'm like, all right, cool, let me throw this Lupe on, get this real lyrical going on, and maybe I see a whole nother side of something. But if I'm sitting down with a bottle, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Like, You might turn on the right Lupe song, you feel me? And because I'm drunk, I'm gonna get lit for it.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part. Nah.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Shepsworth Bentley, and make sure you guys check out Homegrown Radio every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. It's new, fresh Baltimore radio.
Are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yourself.
Yes.
Fall in love with yourself.
Yes.
First.
Yes. Yes.
Until you are comfortable being alone.
Yes.
You will never be comfortable with somebody else.
But it hurts. Being alone, it hurts.
Extremely powerful.
But it's real. It's real.
It's a reality.
Like, you have to be able to look in the mirror and be comfortable in silence.
Yeah.
You have
to be comfortable with your own thoughts, your own feeling. You have to be able to get in the shower and rub your body and be proud of what you have, regardless of if you're perfect, if you're not.
It's
Just
you.
be comfortable with who you are.
Hey.
You know, I used to be uncomfortable with my big ass forehead. I'll tell people
She
all
does
the
not
time,
have a big forehead.
I do have
She
a
does
big
not.
forehead. But my father took me to go see Sade, and he bought me a bunch of Iman magazines. And
Salacious Life Radio Show. Be Exposed Radio.
Let me do that.
There's certain things for everybody.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
There's a time and a place for everything. Maybe if I'm sitting down reading a book and then I'm like, all right, cool, let me throw this Lupe on, get this real lyrical going on, and maybe I see a whole nother side of something. But if I'm sitting down with a bottle, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Like, you might turn on the right Lupe song, you feel me? And because I'm drunk, I'm going to get lit for it.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Shepsworth Bentley, and make sure you guys check out Homegrown Radio every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. It's new, fresh Baltimore radio.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, BeExposedRadio.com, the Artist Exchange. I'm your host, TJ TranceVizion Bates. We have co-host today,
HullyWood. What's going on out there?
Hey, SweetBaBy. Happy Saturday, everybody.
We have two visual artist guests, Simone and David. We're in the last segment, so, you know, we had a good talk, the rundown of a little bitch back. Yo, come on, yo, last second.
You got this, you got
a little bit of y'all background, just y'all styles, y'all experiences, what y'all are aiming for in 2018. I just want to make sure that the listeners get y'all social medias again. So just give your social media and your IGs, Facebook.
My IG is Dave Doing Art Now. All one word. Take the G out of doing. Dave Doing Art Now. That's also my Twitter. I'm building a website soon, so I'm building my website as we speak, but it's going to take some time because I'll make sure I get the right product for y'all. And then on my Facebook, my personal Facebook page is David I Snipes, and then my Facebook art page is Dave Doing Art Now. That's spaced out, and then the G still out of doing. So I'm sure you can find me everywhere. And like I said, I post my events as I go along, so I'm on that come find me sort of tip. So, you know, we out here, so come see me. Hashtag support your artists.
Support the artists.
Hashtag let's get it.
You know?
My social media is Simone_Agoussoye. It's SIMONE_AGOUSSOYE. And that's for all my social media outlets. That's Instagram, Twitter. That's also my website, SimoneAgoussoye.com, my Facebook page. So everything is my name, Simone Agoussoye. And yeah, holla at your girl.
On the Artist Exchange, we ask all of our guests, what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self?
I was wilding when I was 17. What year was that? Oh, that was like 10 years ago. I think I would have just told my 17 self to stay focused on what it is that I want to do and what makes me happy, and just try to put out positive energy to all those around me and who are my family, my friends who care about me, and just to make sure that everybody is good, and kind of not even do stuff, even though I said to make sure that I'm happy, but I feel like I would have told my 17-year-old self to think more so of other people than just myself, and just be more giving, I think, because at that time you kind of be a little selfish, a little naive, and I think just making sure that I was putting my family first and thinking about how they felt about certain things I've done or whatever. I was violent when I was 17. I think that's what I would tell her.
My 17-year-old self, I would tell myself, put yourself more out there. People told me that when I was 17, and I ain't listen. I was very inward. I was very shy. I'm still shy to a degree now, but I would say, like, put yourself out there. You never know what could happen. People knew I was drawing in, but I didn't really do things. Like, I remember the senior superlatives came out, and there was two people that was like most artistic, and I had people ask me like, "Hey, why didn't you run for that? Why didn't you do that?" And it's just like, I didn't feel like I could get it, but it's like, well, no, people are asking you, you could have got it. So that's the main thing I would tell myself at 17 years old. Like, put yourself out there. No matter what happens, just have faith. You're gonna be all right.
I appreciate y'all coming out and having this talk and just the interview, because I feel like this is all part of the process for you building your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Right. People want to know who you are. People want to know what you do. Like you selling yourself. So this is why I do it, just so people can get an understanding of who the artist is. Because I feel like you know, somebody might see your artwork and don't even never know who the artist is.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel like you should know.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, definitely appreciate the opportunity, because that is definitely true. People like to buy more into the artist than the art, so this has really been a great opportunity for us, and really appreciate it.
Ditto. This was great. I really appreciate this.
All right.
I was going to ask one more question, but seeing as though that I can't squeeze it
well,
in.
parents, support your kids in everything that they do. Or in artwork.
Yes.
Family members, you see family members into artwork, support them, find people that they can contact and get in contact with to help their creative genius grow.
This has been the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. We will see you next week, Friday. I won't be here because I will be at the grand opening of the Mini Hip Hop Museum, but everybody else will be here Friday, 7 p.m. Tune in and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Real artists, real talk, real live.
Be Exposed Radio.
And more money, let them know, like, you're gonna get a hit if you do some rap stuff. You know what I mean?